What's going on, dudes? It's your boy Andy Matrix, and Japan is looking ghetto. Japan is looking ghetto. I mean, if you ever been to New York, if you've ever been to the ghettos in America, the ghetto neighborhoods where you find graffiti, trash on the streets, it just looks unclean. People just they piss everywhere. They paint graffiti on the streets. Just it's crazy. It's crazy how much Japan. Well, it's Tokyo, specifically Tokyo. I mean, so let's go ahead and take a look. So here we got Oriental Pearl. Pearl is from Japan, right? She's I believe she's British or European living in Japan. And she's going to give us a tour of the modern day ghetto Tokyo. Let's go ahead and take a look.
Looking around, where do you think we are right now?
New York City, under the train lines. Right? That's where she's at. That's where she's at, right?
Give you a second. Graffiti all over the wall. Somebody illegally dumped their household trash here. This has been here for weeks.
Yeah, so leaving trash on the streets like that is illegal in Tokyo.
There's even graffiti on the abandoned house.
Oh my God.
This isn't London. It's not New York. This is actually Tokyo, Japan. As a person who has been living here for many years, I've seen a lot of changes, and I've gotten to the point where I really want to talk about this. So let's have a look around, and I'll tell you exactly what I mean.
Here's what I'm thinking. Aren't the Japanese bothered by this? I mean, if you're Japanese, aren't you bothered by this? I mean, this is your city. It's supposed to look clean. It's supposed to look nice. There's no graffiti on the streets of Tokyo. How do I know? Andy Matrix, how do you know? How do you know they don't have graffiti? There's hip hop in Japan. Well, motherfucker, I've been to Tokyo. As a matter of fact, I've been to Tokyo, Shibuya, Akihabara, Ikebukuro, what's it called? Harajuku. The Harajuku girls. Yeah, I've been to that street. I've been to. I saw the Odaiba, the giant Gundam in Japan. I've all over Tokyo. I've been to Osaka. Okay, I've been to Kyoto. The streets of Kyoto. So no, there is no graffiti in Japan. Well, now there is artwork. Like there's people that they draw art, but I'm talking about like beautiful, beautiful, beautiful anime artwork on the walls in the streets of Shibuya. And that's different. That's different than some nasty ass graffiti. Anyways. Look at that. It's ghetto.
Now I understand things go out of business. It's tough to make it in Tokyo. This went out of business about 4 or 5 months ago. But look at what's happened since. And in an upscale neighborhood. Yeah. All the way wrapped around. Now some people will say graffiti is a form of art, but this is just drawing dicks on the wall. Like this is what things have come to.
Yeah, like she said, it's ghetto. It's straight up ghetto. And another question is, who's doing this? Because I don't think that Japanese kids would do this. And I'm saying this because I've studied Japanese culture. And I've learned directly from the Japanese how the children are. And you're not gonna tell me after decades later, what the Japanese kids all of a sudden decided to start writing on the streets of Tokyo like that? No, man.
No pun intended. And we have to look at this every day. That was also not there a couple months ago. That one's new. This used to be completely white, and here we go. Here's some more illegally parked bikes. So in Japan, especially in big cities like Tokyo, you can't just park your bike anywhere, but there's a designated parking spot over there, but it's full, so a lot of people are just dumping their bikes here, and it's not a good situation. Look at all this. All these bikes parked illegally here, and it's just, there's more and more every day. And it's just, there's more and more every day.
Yeah, somebody drew an Illuminati symbol here, right? I wonder if this was planned out.
Oh, that's an old car back there. All this is completely overgrown. Lots of stuff inside. As everybody knows, Japan is facing a population crisis. There's more old people now than young people, and a lot of houses are going abandoned after people pass away. And I thought this was one of those over 9 million abandoned houses in the country. In fact, there's a lot in this neighborhood, but this one, I actually saw someone is still living here, an elderly woman. And that's a problem. A lot of older people here, they can't take care of their houses anymore. They don't have families to help. So this is what happens. This is all new graffiti. This is all new
I mean, look at that, right? Just right. See how ghetto this is?
graffiti. It was not here before.
Writing on the, oh my goodness, look at that. That is disgusting.
Here we are in Shibuya now, and of course you're very familiar with the Shibuya crosswalk, which is right ahead of us. But what you're less familiar with is what I want to check out today. This used to be one of the worst spots for it, but now this beautiful mural has been painted here, which is great. This is actually looking pretty good now that they've got the graffiti gone and a nice beautiful piece of artwork has been painted here. Although this is kind of what it looked like before, that kind of graffiti. The price that they had to pay to keep this area looking nice, keep that tunnel from being vandalized, is there's usually security watching around here. I don't see them today, but oh no, there he is. So the price they had to pay to keep this area from getting vandalized is there's a 24-hour security guard right behind me, and that's the only way to stop people from messing this up again, because it was like that for years, and it's just nice to see something like that. But I mean, obviously they can't put security around the whole country. Here is the city trying to fight back.
Yeah, graffiti is illegal. Graffiti is a crime in Shibuya. Any violation is punished by law. 500,000 yen fine. 5 years in prison, 500,000 yen fine. So 500,000 yen, that's about $4,000. Yeah, about $4,000. Yeah, about $4,000. Yeah, just about. All right, I'm gonna stop it right there. This video is 15 minutes long. I'm not gonna play the whole thing, but you get the picture, right? You get a good idea of what's happening in Japan. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this guy.
Dude.
Let's go ahead and take a look at this guy. So this guy's name is Yoon James, and his video is titled Harassed in Tokyo, Almost in a Fight. All right, so let's go ahead and hear his story. And again, this is something that doesn't usually happen. This is something that does not usually happen in Japan. So let's check it out.
I was attacked for the first time that I ever have been in Tokyo, out in the city. I almost got in a fight the other night. I never thought this would happen in Tokyo. This is exactly the type of thing that I talk about, that I love about Japan, is how you don't have to deal with this. You don't have to deal with crazy idiots attacking you, being violent and wild for no reason. Which is something like, if you're from the States and you're walking around in the city, you always have to be worried about like crazy crackheads running at you, attacking you, seeming violent.
I like how he says crazy crackheads.
And my favorite part about Japan is no matter where you go, no matter where you are in Tokyo, at least if you're like a male, like an adult male, you really don't have to worry about people like this. You really don't have to worry about someone coming up and attacking you and being threatening and violent in your face. for no reason at all. It's my absolute favorite thing about Japan, bar none. The best thing about living in Japan. However, it happened just the other night, and I can't even say that, like, when I lived in the States, I lived in Chicago. I don't know if I've ever had an experience where I was so threatened where I thought, actually, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to throw down with this guy. I don't know if that ever even happened to Chicago. But basically, my girlfriend and I, we were out in the city. We were in Shimokitazawa. It wasn't even late. It was like 9 p.m. Shimokitazawa, guys, is like a hipster, like young people, artsy, what do you call it? Like the furugiya, like old clothes, thrift store area with like musicians and like artsy, like hipster. It's like the hipster fucking like young people, 20-year-old hipster town of Tokyo. Like not a sketchy place at all. Not anywhere like Kabukicho or maybe like Shibuya Roppongi where you might have to.
Yeah, Kabukicho is more like the sketchy part of Tokyo. I've been there, and there's some really cool places to visit, but it's a sketchy part of Tokyo. And then Roppongi is supposed to be like there's a lot of like prostitutes there, like a lot of rich guys, and then a lot of prostitutes. You already know what happens there.
Worry about strange characters. It's like just young people and hipsters. So we're walking around Shimokitazawa. We just came from a language exchange event, like just like a wholesome thing. Just practicing our English, practicing our Japanese, and we were on our way to a cafe for dessert to sip matcha lattes. We were on our way to a cafe that had nice matcha lattes. Legit. We went to a cafe to get matcha lattes and tarts. This is me and my girlfriend. We're on our way we're in Shimokitazawa. We want to map.
He sounds like a stereotypical white girl from America.
Latte and to eat a tart, like a chocolate tart thing. Legit, I'm not making this up. We just came from this language exchange event. I knew where this cafe was, kind of the general area, but I didn't remember the exact directions of like how to get there. So I stopped for a second because I wanted to go to this cafe and get a matcha latte. And I pull over next to the side of just a building kind of near the station. And I pull my girlfriend over. Here's the street this way. The building is this way. The building is like a closed, I don't know, restaurant or something. My girlfriend's right here. She is in between me and the building, and the street's this way. I'm looking at my phone, completely zoned out because I'm not paying attention to my surroundings because it's kind of like it's Tokyo, it's Japan. You don't have to worry about crazy people. So I'm totally zoned out. I'm not on like fight or flight mode or anything. I'm just like zoned out. I'm trying to get a matcha latte. I'm looking at my phone, looking up.
All right, hurry up, dude. You keep saying matcha latte.
Directions to this place, and like 2 seconds into me looking up the directions, my girlfriend just makes a sound. She makes like one of those stereotypical Japanese girl sounds, like ah! And I look down and she's like,
oh shit. You know, it's true. You know those sounds that anime girls do? Yeah, they actually do that. Japanese girls actually do that. It's kind of cute.
Staring off at this person, like looking kind of crazy. And so I turn around, like, look where she's looking, and there's a dude, like, at the end of the block. And he's, like, a big, looks to be, like, African-American, tall, like, about as tall as me.
Uh-oh, stereotype. Here, stereotype incoming.
Kind of, but, like, bigger than me. Like, a little bit chunky, like a big motherfucker. And he was, like, staring at her hard as fuck. And I looked at him, and then he looked away and, like, turned the corner. And I was just like, I don't know. It didn't even really register in my head. I was just kind of like, oh, that was weird. Anyways, look back down. And she was like, mecha minareteru, which is like, I'm being looked at a lot. And I was like, oh, no, it's okay. The guy like turned the corner. So I was like, you're all right. I look back down at my phone. Like 3 seconds later, she goes like, ah! And she like moves to the side behind me, like grabs me. And I look up and this dude's aggressively walking at us like this, like. And I'm like, whoa. I just like put her behind me like this. And I was like, what are you doing? And this dude gets up on my face right here, like not touching me, not actually. If he was touching me, then we'd have to throw down. But like in my face to where it's like right before you're about to fight, you know? You see those fight videos?
If it were me, I would be like, yo, get the F off my face. My American ghetto will come out right away. Like, why you on my face? Why are you on my face?
And people are right in each other's face, doing like a stare down. He's right in my face like this. He's a big motherfucker. And he just goes, "Nani mo yatte nani mo yatte," which in Japanese means like I'm not doing anything. And I could tell from his accent on his Japanese that he wasn't like a native Japanese. I hadn't been living there forever. Like he had like a little bit of a foreign accent like I did when I just said it there. So I was like, okay, he must be some type of somebody living here. Maybe he's an English teacher. Maybe he is a Japanese student. Maybe he's a university student. I don't know. But he's right in my face. He's like, "Nani mo yatte nani mo yatte." And I was like, "What are you doing?" And then he like tries to like get around me, doesn't throw his arms up, but like puts his head like around me like this at my girlfriend. And he goes, "Nani mo yatte, I'm not doing anything. I ain't doing nothing." And I was like, "Whoa, shut the fuck out, bro. Like, what are you doing?" I'm just standing there like,
If he's trying to look at my girl like that, dude, I think I would push him. I'll be like, yo, back up, back up, back up. Damn. I th- woo, woo. All right.
and then he goes, "I would say that's pretty racist, staring at me like that." And I was just like, this is what this is about? Like, fucking what? And
Yeah, he had to be American. He had to be American. Accusing of racism. Just yeah, he had to.
anyways,
be
I
American.
just go, "No, no, no." And he goes, "No, that's not racist." And I was like, "You were staring at her. I looked up, I saw you staring at her." And then he goes, "I'm not staring at her. I got a girl. I ain't looking at her." And he like points to some girl off to the side who looked like scared and out of it and like kind of sick maybe. And she's holding two giant cans of liquor, like two big ass cans of liquor. And she's like some random girl off to the side. And what immediately went to my head is he's like, "I ain't looking at her. I got a girl." I was going to be like, that doesn't mean you're not looking at her just because you've got. And I was about to say that, but as soon as I thought that, this dude's still like right in my face, and he's angry. He might be drunk. He's obnoxious. He's big as fuck. And he was like, "I ain't looking at her. I got a girl." And I was about to say like, that doesn't mean you weren't looking at her. And as soon as I thought that, I was like, am I really about to argue with this dude? This dude's clearly an idiot, clearly obnoxious.
All right, let me stop the video. Let me stop the video right there. You get the point, though. You get the point. You get the point, though, right? This is the kind of shit that's growing. Now, this is just one video, but I bet you within the next 5 years, we're gonna see more of this. Oh, I was walking around the streets of Tokyo, and some stranger just got on my face and almost attacked me. It's gonna start sounding more and more and more like American cities, where like you don't feel safe walking at night. That's what we're getting. We're gonna get more of this ghetto shit, more of this graffiti ghetto shit, and more of these encounters. More of these encounters, right? And then there's gonna come a time where like people are not gonna want to like go to Japan like before. Now it's gonna take a long time because Japan is very they're very protected. But for this to happen, it's gonna take a long time. I've already seen videos of of like people using drugs. I mean, I posted a video about what was it? I think it was the Japanese zombie drug, where like some people start acting like freaking zombies in Japan, right? So there's that happening, and it's not in mass numbers, but you see it. You know, it's kind of scary, man. But anyways, I'm gonna stop the video right here. I just kind of wanted to bring awareness to this because I do talk a lot about Japan, in other anime gaming related stuff, and as somebody who grew up appreciating the culture, this is very disturbing. Now, one of the reasons why I'm so fascinated with it because when I was in high school, I was lucky enough. I was lucky enough in my high school here in America. We had a Japanese language class because before schools got defunded in America, we had language classes in high school. You could take Spanish, French, Italian, Japanese, Chinese, right? So American schools were absolutely they were good back then. And my Japanese teacher really, she really taught me about the culture. I was absolutely just amazed, just stunned, just absolutely just taken away by the Japanese culture. And I was, I was just a teenager. I was just a teenager. And now in 2019, I finally went to Japan for the first time, and I was blown away by it. right? I was blown away by the Japanese culture. And Tokyo was such an amazing city. And now I see this shit happening. I'm like, yo, do I even want to go back? Now I'm gonna go back eventually. I'm gonna go back eventually, but it's just that seeing this happen is just a sign that something has seriously gone wrong, and Japan is starting to be run like America. It's not gonna get as bad as America, but there's signs. The signs are there, man. The signs are there. Anyways, guys, it's your boy Andy Matrix. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Whatever your thoughts are, make sure to comment below, like this video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. If you want to support the channel, go ahead and click the link in the description to go to my coffee. And YouTube has been absolute hell. So if you want to support me, keep me going, click the link in the description. It's your boy Andy Matrix. Godspeed.
Bij Greenchoice krijg je 100